My name's Kevin Joyce at WJR Radio 760, the Blowtorch, news, sports, entertainment, and information talk station of the Midwest. Interesting that I should be asked to address all you kids, because I never went to a community college. In fact, I sometimes wonder if I went to high school. In fact, I talked to some faculty members of that high school back in New Hampshire years ago. They had very dim memories of me, except for one thing. They wished I hadn't gone there. No, I'm only kidding. Anyhow, I've been asked to tell you a little bit about myself and what I do in talk radio. Well, for better or worse, gee, sounds like a marriage ceremony, I am a talk host at WJR, and I deal mostly in issue-oriented topics, like topics of the day, social movements, a lot of education, politics, national, local, state, county, things of that nature. We only break it up a little bit. We don't deviate too much. There's a word I should be careful about using, deviate. We don't do too much of that except when it comes to our quarterly travel and hostelry show that we're allowed to do once every 3 months. That's once a quarter. Yeah, that's once a quarter. Why am I doing this? It's because I have a lot of goodness in my heart. How long have I been here? Probably too long, says management, but no. Since 1987. Prior to that, I was on the beach for a while. Having been summarily dismissed, my service is no longer wanted at the vaunted WXYT radio, formerly WXYZ, which was strangely owned by the ABC Corporation, which is now part of Capital Cities, having been bought out now and totally paid for by Capital Cities, where the minnow swallowed the whale. Figure that one out. Anyhow, I did more or less the same thing there for a number of years, and I have been doing talk since 1979. I had never done it before. In fact, I was out of radio for years, having started by sheer accident in high school, winding up doing a full nighttime shift on a local radio station, going on to college, University of Notre Dame, all you U of M and MSU fans are allowed to boo right now, but not for too long. And there I was on the student station, worked downtown on a television station, and that's in South Bend's first FM station, which had a great set of call letters, WHFS with high fidelity sound. No one knew it was on the air because AM owned everything. Needless to say, that was prior to the 1965 FCC decision to really push FM broadcasting. But for now, we won't go into that. The one thing I will tell you is, don't worry about getting instructed in so-called communications courses. Your future lies in getting a very good liberal education. If you haven't learned how to read, it's about time you did. If you can't write, it's about time you learned. And if you don't know how to think, I feel sorry for you. Learn how to critically think, read, write, know about the classics, know about thought, know about argumentation, know about all the stuff which has endured through the ages despite what the trends may have been in education. That's the important thing, because if you do that, then you'll have the foundation. When it comes to the technology of broadcasting, in my estimation, you can learn it all in about 2 weeks as an intern at any reputable station that has some equipment. You can learn how to run this, how to run that, how to run the other thing. A 1 year, 2 year, 3 year course is just money down the rat hole. They're stealing it from you. Don't bother. Get grounded in the fundamentals of a liberal education. Then you can become talent, switch over into engineering, learn something technical, become a producer, become an owner, become an agent. The sky's the limit. But remember this, there are far, far fewer openings in broadcasting at all levels. Forget about ad agencies too. There are far, far fewer opportunities per year than there are kids graduating from school. It's an almost impossible task to get a decent job in communications, or at least this side of it. Remember that. Don't be misled. There's only about 12,000 licenses overall in this country, radio and television combined, and a workforce of, 150,000. There must be 150,000 kids graduating every year in so-called communications courses from all the schools in 1 year. And how many openings would there be by attrition, by voluntary severance of the 150,000 who are employed, or whatever the number is in communications? So think about it. It's a tough road to hoe. And if you're just hell-bent on doing it, and really want to starve and really want to try, and your life will not be fulfilled unless you do it, you might get a job.